What am I reading this month? What am I reading? The Mistress Report here, author D.L. Tillery, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, how about you press that subscribe button, give this video a like, and ring that bell so you know when I upload new videos. So, I'm going to give you guys, I guess they call it a book haul, or because it's not necessarily a book haul because it's books from my book collection. And it's some books that I haven't read, that I had purchased, and also some I have read, and I'm giving them a reread. And so it's a mixture, mostly horror based books, obviously. I also read plenty of other things, don't get it twisted. The Mr. Horror reads lots of things. I'm very layered. This is true. I'm going to show you each book, read you the blurb from the back of the book, and give you some insight of how I think I'll enjoy the book. Let's jump into it. I'm going to be listing 6 books that I'm going to be reading over the next month because I thought it was time to get back into heavier reading. I have still plenty to do with my novel, and also I'm mentoring other writers at the same time, and I'm alpha reading for one of them. So I'm busy, not to mention I balance 6 businesses. This is true. I'm a busy woman. What can I say? But I'm going to give you these 6 books that I'm going to be reading, and I hope maybe you'll find one in these 6 that you're interested in checking out as well. The first one, number 1 on the list, is The Quick. The author's name is Dan Vining. Yes, Dan Vining. And The Quick is like a detective style story with a supernatural twist to it. When I read the blurb on the back, it pulled my interest. So I like love supernatural things, obviously, and I count them in my horror aspect type of thing, depending on like how it's perceived. Now, what gave me the inclination that I would like this book without even reading this book, because this is one of the ones I haven't read yet, but I did purchase it a while ago, and just this right here on the inside of the book, if you could see how his face is like transforming there. Can you see that? That right there was like, yeah, okay, I gotta get this. On the back of the book it says, "Adrift in the City of Angels." Private investigator Jimmy Miles works the Hollywood Nights. His new client is the desperate daughter of a dead man. Her father was executed for a long ago murder, and she wants Jimmy to uncover the truth about the crime and the real killer's identity. But this case isn't the only mystery keeping Jimmy up at night. The shadowy world Jimmy inhabits is full of secrets shared with a restless few who also roam the LA night world. That was the hook. That was the hook. That pulled me in. They call themselves sailors. Like, what? Jimmy Miles is one of them, and he is about to discover the truth about himself. And for a sailor, that can be a frightening thing. And then you have like a endorsement from another author, and he says, "Strange, haunting, cool, and very hard to put down." Michael Marsh, author of Strawman. So I was like, listen, this looks good. This sounds good right down the Mr. Horror's alley. So The Quick, if you want to check that book out, please do. It sounds beyond interesting. So I'm going to read it, and I'll let you know what I think in my reviews of like the books I've read over the past couple of months. So I can't wait to dig into this one. All right, book number 2. This one is more of a lesson because it is Anne Rice, Vampire Chronicles, and Alphabetary. So this is pretty much a collection of like all the like characters and the places that's from the Vampire Chronicles series all in one place, so you learn about all of them, and it gives you descriptions and stuff on the inside. But I'll read the back of the book so you get an idea. The characters, histories, landscapes, settings, people, places, and things of Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles brought together, described, explained, discussed, and cross-referenced from Akasha to Zenobia. So Yes, all the way. Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles and Alphabetary gathers together from the 15 books in the series the facts, details, storylines, and genealogies of her characters, vampiric subjects, geographic influences, and culture individual histories, all of which Rice painstakingly researched and invented during her 40-year career to date, and through which she has enchanted and transported us with more than 400 fully anointed entries. So, this is a good read. Like, you find about, because if you're an Anne Rice fan, then you've read a lot of her books in the Vampire Chronicles series. If you haven't read them all, then you're also going to learn about a lot of the characters. You can see in here how it does, like, the character name and then the description that they were talking about. And then you see more pages where there's smaller descriptions, obviously, of the different characters and places. So, I'm looking forward to going through that. I purchased this a while back. So I'm very excited about that. I think it runs about $20 or something. I'm not sure if you probably find it. Maybe you can find it for less than that. Also, there's the ebook. Obviously, you probably get of it. I like physical book. Book number 3. A Yummy Vampire Tale. My Lord Vampire by Alexander Ivy. I have actually read this one years ago. I think I got it back in like 2007, and I loved the story. So I love me a good vampire tale, and the romance style vampires is very hook based. It hooks you in. I really love that. So this was a really good one. I'll read you the blurb from the back of the book so you get an idea of what it's about. And if you want to check it out, please do. Centuries have passed since Gideon Rabel dwelled among humans. Now he must infiltrate the cream of London society to earn the trust of one woman. Simone, Lady Gilbert, poses an element of unimaginable power and no concept of the threat that surrounds her. The Ton's gossip prepared him for her beauty and wit, but he is blindsided by her barely disguised sensuality and his growing need to possess her. One of the idle aristocrats who vie for Simone's attention know about her past. To them, she is the sophisticated, worldly widow known as the Wicked Temptress. The truth would ruin her, and she has never been tempted to reveal it until now. Yet beneath Gideon's bold, black-eyed stare is a hunger that demands satisfaction and complete surrender, and a secret far dangerous than her own. Yes. It was very good. Obviously, you can tell from the blurb that it is a time-set piece. So, if you're into somewhat historical style vampire tales, then check this one out. It's a good read. My Lord Vampire. And like I said, I've read that one before, so I'm just going to reread. Because I'm like, you see it on my shelf, like, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So maybe I should check that out. There's so many of those that I have to go back and read. Number 4, another Anne Rice favorite, Maverick. If you haven't read Maverick, check it out. I will read you the blurb on the back so you get a feel of the book and see if you're interested yourself. And I'm sure a lot of you have read Maverick at this point. Maverick. Greatest strength is Rice's skill at constructing a believable era New Orleans overrun by charismatic undead and those who wish to join them. Its closing pages prime the stage for the continuing adventures of the beguiling Maverick and her new fanged pals. They will all be back, of course, and Maverick leaves you looking forward to their return. These are just endorsements from other authors on the back, because once you get to that stage, sometimes you don't need a blurb because you're like the writer and no one needs a blurb at that point. Like, they don't need a blurb. In this mesmerizing new novel, Anne Rice demonstrates once again her gift for spellbinding storytelling and creation of myth and magic as she weaves together two of the most compelling worlds, those of the Vampire Chronicles and the Mayfair Witches. Yes, that is what Maverick is about. If you haven't read Maverick, check it out. A good read. This is another one that I actually read before. Now, into some classics, so to speak. And I will dare say I haven't read the books. I have seen the movie adaptations. But anyway. Book number 5. Christine by Stephen King. Yes. This is an oldie. I have actually not read this, and I've had this for a long time in my collection because I do have a lot of Stephen King works in my collection that I have read. Dreamcatcher being one of the ones I really like. But yeah, this is even an old version of this actually that I have here. This is a print from, yeah, this is a 1983. When this book came out. So yeah, it's an old one. You can't tell from its condition. But I bought this from a thrift store when I was just buying a whole bunch of whole books. I didn't get to read it yet. I've seen the movie plenty of times. It's a bit thick paperback. I think it's over close to 500 pages. 480 something. And if you don't know about Christine, it's pretty much the possessed car. It's a possessed car. So yeah, I'm going to definitely give this one a read. If you haven't read Christine, check it out. It's an interesting haunted style tale. But yeah, I'll read the little bit that they have on the back of here because it's mostly just endorsements again because Stephen King still was already a big deal at this point. Christine is no lady, but 17-year-old Arnie Cunningham loves her enough to do anything to possess her. Arnie's best friend Dennis distrusts her at first sight. Arnie's teen queen girlfriend Leia fears her the moment she senses her power. Arnie's parents, teachers, and enemies soon learn what happens when you cross her. Christine is no lady. She is Stephen King's ultimate black evil vehicle of horror. So if you haven't checked out Christine, check out Christine. The final number 6 in this set is going to be Stephen King's Needful Things. This is a big hardback version. Actually, I think I have 2 versions of this. Yes. If you haven't read Needful Things, check it out. I think it's good. If you're a Stephen King fan, you probably already read it. I'm going to read you a bit of the blurb that's on the inside sleeve here. Leland Gaunt is a stranger, and he calls his shop Needful Things. 11-year-old Brian Rusk is his first customer, and Brian finds just what he wants most in all the world, a 56 Sandy Koufax baseball card. By the end of the week, Mr. Gant's business is fairly booming, and why not? At Needful Things, there's something for everyone. And of course, there is always a price. For Leland Gaunt, the pleasure of doing business lies in seeing how much people will pay for their most secret dreams and desires. And as Leland always points out at Needful Things, the prices are high indeed. Does that stop people from buying? Has it ever? For Alan and Polly, this 1 week in autumn will be an awful test, a test of will, desire, and pain. Above all, it will be a test of their ability to grasp the true nature of their enemy. They may have a chance, but again, not because, as Leland knows, almost everything is for sale. Love, hope, even the human soul. If you haven't read Needful Things, check it out. It's a very good read. Indeed. That's all I got for you. There's 6 of those books. I've read actually about 4 out of the 6. But anyway, I can't wait to dig into those ones that I haven't read and revisit the ones I have read. If you're interested in trying those out, please do. And let me know in the comments if you've read some of them, which ones you like, or if you haven't read any of them and you're looking forward to giving one of them a try, or all of them a try. Maybe you're rambunctious like me. So I will see you guys in the next video. Stay scared.